Hi guys, welcome to Big Laws Official. Today we are doing our prediction for this year's Britain's Strongest Man. Looking forward to going up there. It's only 6 days away.
Yes.
It's going to be an incredible show. There's still a few tickets I think left available. So click on the link below if you're still interested in coming up to watch. But this is going to be one hell of a show. I'm pretty excited about it. Obviously, you know, it's weird when you're not going as a competitor when you've been as many times, but I'm just in fan mode. I like being in fan mode. I can enjoy it more. I can have fun there, and you know, it's a hell of a lineup.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
So basically, we're just going to go through all the athletes, through the events, and then Liz and myself will give you our predictions as always. So we'll get straight into it. So firstly, I'll quickly go through the events firstly because...
How about we list off the athletes and then do event by event?
Okay, boss. She calls me bossy.
No, I
don't. Right, very quickly go through the athletes. We'll go through them individual, but just so you've got an idea of who's competing, just in case you don't know. So Adam Bishop, Terry Hollands, John Pollock, Mark Felix, Paul Smith, Aaron Page, Ben Brunning, Ryan England, Mark Steele, Luke Stockman, Tom Stockman, and Luke Richardson. It's a hell of a lineup. Possibly a few new faces for some people. If you're not used to kind of like the up and coming kind of list in Britain, there's definitely a few new faces there. Obviously, no Hicksy, no me. You know, Eddie's not doing it anymore. So it is, you know, you're getting new guys coming through.
Changing the scene of British Strongman.
It is. It's good to see this. And I'll be honest with you, some of these young up and coming guys are absolutely,
really good.
You know, incredible. So it's going to be an amazing show.
Do you know what I think is really exciting about this year? So 2012 and 13, you won it.
Yeah.
Then Eddie won it for 5 years. And then Graham won it, but none of you guys are competing.
Yeah, so we're going to have a guaranteed new...
Unless
champion.
Terry wins.
Well, Terry won.
If I'm mistaken, he's the only person.
Back in 2007.
Yeah.
So, and he's coming in good shape, actually.
Yeah, and not bad events for him, not terrible.
Not bad at all for him. Actually very good events for him.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, he came third, didn't he? He got on the podium.
Terry looks in a good place right now, but we'll come to Terry in a minute. I just want to go through the events, just in case people don't know. So they have the log medley to start, or log ladder medley. It's basically, I think it's 4 or 5 logs that just get heavier and heavier. They've done it a few years before, I think.
Oh yeah.
So
I remember.
You do a rep.
No one got the heaviest log, did they?
No, I think it's lighter than it was that year. I think they're going up to 180 this year. They went to 200 that year. But Hicksy and Eddie were the only guys to do the 180. That being said, we've got some incredible log lifters in this competition. And that's a factor that will come into my predictions later. So with me, I'm always kind of thinking about the events and what people are capable of on events rather than who's my favourite.
This afternoon he's been writing graphs and charts and formulas.
She knows that's not true. I've been at a seminar all afternoon. After that, we've got the Axial Deadlift, which was the same as last year. So a thick bar, 325 kilos, around about that. Then we have the duck walk, barrel and sandbag into the skip medley.
Okay, loading.
Yep. Conan Circle, which they've brought back this year. And the Atlas Stones. So a good mixture of events. Lots of events for... a lot of the guys are good at certain events.
Yeah. It's
going to come down to consistency for me. So we'll go through the athletes and talk about what they're good at. And then I will tell you who I think is going to do very, very well. So we'll start off with last year's runner-up, Adam Bishop, who looks in tremendous shape. He's always very, very good when he's had time to prepare well for a competition. He was very good last year at Britain's. As the season went on and he got a bit more tired and stuff, he's not quite as effective. I think he's going to be coming in great shape.
Yeah, I do too.
He's looking bigger and stronger than ever before. He's posting a lot of vlog videos that are looking stronger. And there's no weakness for him in terms of events. You know, he's a great stone lifter. He's probably the best deadlifter in that lineup. I mean, Adam's a great deadlifter. You can always argue with Felix being a lineup for deadlifting for reps. He's very, very good. But I think Bish is the man to beat when it comes to deadlifting.
Felix has always been good, hasn't he? But a couple of guys have got better. Not Luke for deadlift.
No, the standard of lifting just keeps getting better and better. But Mark's always going to be good at a deadlift for reps.
Yeah.
But I would probably pick Adam to win the deadlift if I'm honest. The only question for him winning the overall has his log got good enough? Last year it was a weakness. It was probably the one event he dropped a lot of points on last year. He was pretty much, I think he actually beat Hicksy on most of the events, but Hicksy won overall because he had that consistently high scores on each event. And Bish knows it's been his weakness. He's been working very, very hard at it, and I'm convinced he'll come in, you know, as good as possible. It's whether that increase in log and size, he's looking bigger, will affect his mobility and speed and stuff like that. You never know. But he's a very, very smart athlete. He trains really hard. He knows what he's doing, and I expect he's going to be there or thereabouts. He's definitely going to be a contender to win this show.
Definitely. And hopefully he'll just have some luck on the day as well, because
he's had some bad luck in the past, but the last kind of year or so he's done really well.
He's done really well. Podiumed at Giants Live Manchester, didn't he? Year before last, 2018.
Yes, he did.
And podiumed at Brits last year.
Yeah, no, and made the final of Worlds.
Yes, of course.
He's doing really well. Next up, we have the experienced and lean Terry Hollands, who he just looks in a good place right now. You know, mentally he looks good. He seems happy with how his training's going. Deadlift looks like it's getting stronger. Terry again is another one. It's whether his log is going to be good enough for me. I think Terry's incredible at stuff like the duck walk. You know, I've been absolutely left for dust with him on those type of events. He's very, very athletic, moves well. He's a great stone lifter. He's good at things like Conan's, particularly now he's fitter. Deadlift is good. They're good events for him, and he's going to be dangerous. And it's silly calling Terry dangerous. He's one of the biggest names. But obviously the last few years, some of the younger guys, they come through, they overtake us old boys, and that's the way it is. But Terry's had a good kind of resurgence, and he's looking solid. I expect him to be fighting, you know, hard in this competition. I think he'll come in shape.
I think definitely top 5 for Terry.
I would think so. You can't really bet against him being in the top 5. Next up, John Pollock. John's awesome. The Scottish number 3. He's coming in as the Scottish number 3. I've got a funny story about John.
Go on.
When I was in the Faroe Islands, John was there competing in that. We're doing a competition over there, and it's not that funny. I ended up.
No, I know this story.
I ended up slipping a disc in my ball, getting a bulging disc, and I was in absolute agony. I couldn't bend down to put my shoes on or anything like that. John, bless him, he looked after me. He was like
putting your undies on, wasn't he?
He wasn't putting my undies on, but he put my socks on. He did put my socks on and my shoes.
To be fair, that's worse than yours.
And he just looked after me. And John's just a lovely, lovely character. Yeah. He got into Strongman quite late. And to see him here, it's just, I'm so pleased for him. He's going to love it. He's got a couple of events he can do well at. Yeah. You know, I'll be honest, John's a good friend, and I don't expect him to be placing high. This is a big, big step up in standard. He just doesn't have that power in the terms of like the deadlifts, but he moves really well. And one thing about John, he's a fighter. He will give 100% on every single event, and I'm sure he's just gonna have a big smile on his face all day long. And really, good luck to you, buddy, because I hope you do well, and I hope you just enjoy it as much as you can. Next up, your favourite.
Mark Felix. Do you know what though? What? And it really hurts me to say it. I don't think Mark's going to do that well at this competition.
You never know.
I don't, because there's no grip test. So that's almost a guaranteed, full marks points. I think obviously he'll do well on the deadlift. But other than that, I don't know. I just think there's so many guys that can move quickly and,
I have to agree. He'll be decent at Conan's, he'll be decent at stones, he'll be decent at loading. He'll be up there on the deadlift. Yeah. He'll place very, very low on the pressing.
If not last.
And that's one of the reasons being there's so many good log lifters. Yeah. A lot of the guys that you guys might not even know are all really good log lifters.
Yeah, Ryan, Aaron.
I can only really see Mark possibly beating maybe John at the log, looking at the lineup. And that's harsh to say, but it's just true.
But we're going to be there to look after him, aren't we?
We will. And Mark will come back on a lot of these events as well. Yeah. He potentially can be very, very good at stones. Obviously a great deadlifter. Yeah. But Mark's just looking happy and enjoying it.
Yeah. And we're all just happy to have him there.
Obviously the fact that he's going to done so well on like the grip events. But not just that, he's performed better on everything. Yeah, he just seems happier, more relaxed, and in a good place. And at 53 years old, isn't he now?
He'll be 54 in April.
Incredible. Mark started at 37.
37, wow.
So
that's crazy, isn't it? And the amount of people you have message you, oh, I'm 30. Is it too late to start?
Yeah, and he's still going strong. And he'll be there or thereabouts on a lot of events. He'll be relaxed, I think.
Yeah.
He won't be stressing like some of the younger guys.
He's got nothing to prove, has he?
He's done it for so long. He just enjoys it, and it's good to see. And still performing very, very well.
This next one, I haven't seen him for a while. Where's Paul Smith been?
Paul Smith basically just did the Brits last year, and then he had the rest of the year off. But he's been training hard. Paul's another smart trainer, very much like Adam Bishop. When he's prepared well for a show, he can come in good shape. And he just kind of comes in and surprises a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's always consistent. He's not really got any huge weaknesses. Top level, his deadlift isn't quite good enough, but he's a very good log lifter. He moves well. He's also quite, I say he's kind of smart, and he is, but he's also a gutsy performer as well. He gives 100%. And for the last few years, he's placed well at Brits.
He's still quite young as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still a baby.
How old is he?
Mid-20s at most.
Okay.
He's still young, still kind of learning, still getting better. He's a very good log lifter, good stone lifter. Movement is good. His fitness has got better. He's getting stronger when you see him in his training videos. He's one of those just gradually keeps improving, and I think he's going to keep doing that for a few years, and he'll be up there at the top in a couple of years. He's not quite at that top level yet. I think he's kind of one of those guys that he won't put in a weak performance. Every kind of event he'll be there and causing people trouble. And being consistent sometimes is one of the most important things.
Yeah, other people have weaknesses.
Yeah, and talking of consistency, Ben Brunning in the competition in Manchester was just solid throughout.
Yeah, amazing.
And he's really stepped up this last year. He's going to be another guy that's going to be up in the mix in this competition. Ben's been good for a few years, but he just seemed to have really stepped up last year.
Yeah.
And what I like about Ben is he's very kind of calm and collected and enjoys the whole experience.
Yeah, doesn't put any he doesn't appear to put any pressure on himself anyway.
There's always pressure, and I'm sure he feels it, but he's not one of these that kind of sits there stressing and kind of getting worked up.
Always smiling,
he's quite calm, he's smiling, you can have a chat with him, and then he'll switch it on when it's time to go.
Yeah.
And Ben is another dangerous threat in this competition. Again, no real weaknesses.
What competition was it? Manchester. So he beat all the other Brits in Manchester. He beat the Stockmans, he beat Novikov. So,
it's a different set of events.
Of course,
and you have to
it's very different. And I'm not,
but
I'm not showing my cards too early.
But he's a very dangerous athlete.
Yeah.
He just seems to be getting better all the time, and I expect a great performance from him.
Definitely.
I really do.
You skipped over someone.
I did, just because it was just what I was saying.
Okay. It flowed.
Yeah. So the next three guys are all incredible log lifters.
Okay.
So we've got Aaron Page coming back to Britain's again. Last year wasn't his best performance. I bigged him up last year because he was training with me. He was beating me on everything we did in the gym. Absolutely everything we did. Aaron was beating me.
Yeah,
and then I beat him on every event in the competition. But he's had an up and down year. He went to Spain, I think, the Arnold's in Spain.
Yes, that's
performed really, really well. Nice solid performance on everything, real good on the log.
That's such a long time ago.
It was probably quite a long time ago now. But Aaron's one of those, on his day, can be up there again. He's very dangerous, very strong deadlift, very, very good at log.
What happened to him last year? Was he cramping?
Yeah, he got some kind of issue with his back.
Okay.
And he was kind of cramping, and he had some kind of like a pull or a tear in his back. The only question mark of him is how he copes with kind of the moving side of events. He's a good mover, but it's pacing the whole competition.
Yeah.
But I think if he can perform at his best, Aaron's a great strongman.
Yeah.
And he's probably.
You weren't bigging him up for no reason.
No, when you train with someone, you see what they can do in the gym.
Yeah.
And you see what they're capable of, then. I was expecting big things of him, and I still do. I think Aaron's more than capable of going there. He just needs to put it together
on the day.
Mm-hmm. And as you get better, there gets more pressure, and you've got to cope with that. But I think, looking at the events, he's very good at Conan's. He's a very good deadlifter. He's extremely good log lifter.
Stones?
He's not bad at stones. I'm not sure. He's like loading. He wasn't so good last year, but he, when you're hurting, it's a horrible thing to do. so we can't really go on that. But he'll be, you know, I think he'll be consistent on it. If he can perform well, he'll put in a great performance. Next guy, very, very good friend of mine, Ryan England.
You're a bit new, but
really, really pleased to see Ryan get a call up. He's been on the cusp for the last few years.
Yeah, he has.
He's kind of been overlooked for a few other guys.
It's his first Brits.
It's his first
Oh
Brits.
wow, how
so
exciting.
really pleased to see him going up. I'm going to be in the back helping him out if he needs it. And, you know, I've trained with him a couple of times leading up to this. He has strengths and he has weaknesses as well. You know, Ryan's a good friend of mine. He knows what he's good at. He's a very good log lifter, and he's going to be going to prove and show people what he can do. And when I say very good, he's up there and capable of really placing high on the log. His deadlift needs work in terms of competing against the elite guys, but he's improved it. He's going to be, he knows mid-table on the deadlift will be good points for him.
Yeah.
Ryan, even though he's a big guy, can move pretty well as well. His fitness isn't too bad. His stones aren't too bad.
What about Conan's with his size? Might he's gas a bit?
Well, he's been training hard and doing all right with it. Yeah, I'm not going to go and say he's going to win it, but I don't think he'll do badly at all. He's gutsy and he can perform well, and I think I've never seen him so focused. He really looks like he's kind of putting everything in. You know, he's mentally in a good place now. He had a lot of shit, to be honest, the last kind of like a year or so, but he's mentally in a good place now. He's kind of settled, he's focused on his training.
It's amazing what being happy can do for
hugely. You've seen it with like Terry, you've seen it with like, you know, Mark, myself. It makes a big difference if you're mentally in a good place. And you know, when you start with a good event, it gives you confidence. And if you can place high on that log and push on,
it's nice not to have to chase, isn't it?
Definitely. I think Ryan will go there, he'll give it everything on every event and place as high as he can and show the crowd what he's capable of. And Brian's a great character as well. I think a lot of people get behind him.
Yeah, I think
they always
so
do
too.
in comps, and he's memorable.
Hopefully he'll have an opportunity to show that personality. Ryan's hilarious. Like, wait until you hear him talk. Sorry, Ryan. Like the strongest Bristolian accent ever. It's brilliant.
So next up, Mark Steele. He's been very good the last few years.
Mark Steele's very good. And am I right in thinking Mark absolutely blew the competition out of the water on like a Husafell stone cone?
He did 2 years ago.
Yeah,
he
that
was
was
extremely good, and he doesn't look like that kind of athlete.
No, he's the sort. He looks like he would probably gas with his sort of levers.
I think last year he didn't look as fit and he didn't perform as well.
Okay.
But I think he's been working a lot harder this year on all-round performance. He's been training on all the kit, which makes a big difference.
So he could, you know, really surprise with things like the Conans and the medley and everything, especially if
he's someone you'll look at and think that guy's going to be rubbish at the Conans.
Especially if you haven't heard of them as well. You think, well, if he was that good, I'd know who he was. But
Mark's issue is going to come down to the deadlift. That's his probably biggest weakness. And again, when you've got so many big deadlifters in a competition, it's tough. But he's
good
someone
log lifter, though.
A very good log lifter. There's so many good log lifters, and that's going to be some of
it's going to be exciting.
It is, but Mark's proved he deserved to be there the last few years. Particularly 2 years ago, he was extremely good. Just missed out on a place, I think, to World's Strongest Man.
Really? Wow.
So he's going to be fighting for the, you know,
he's going to win
in that mix. I don't think he's going to get in the top 3, but he can definitely perform well and fight for perhaps like a world strong. That's what kind of guys are fighting for in this competition as well. You've got guys fighting to win and get in the top 3, then you've got guys trying to fight to get top 5 to hopefully be noticed and, you know, get that kind of. The thing with the Giants Lives is you've got to be top 3. But if some people have already qualified, then those places drop down, and you've already got a few guys that we've already qualified for.
So you'll get repetitions because some people will podium in more than one competition. So then they start.
Like Ben Brunning's already qualified by coming in on the podium at Manchester, for instance. Some of the guys that made the final of Worlds will most likely get an automatic invite, and then you know you're looking at 4th, 5th place start getting invited as well. Yeah. So there's a lot to fight for a lot of guys here.
Definitely.
Next up, Luke Stockman. What a man.
What a man.
Luke had an amazing year last year. Luke and Tom, but let's talk about both of them. They're both next to each other. They're an incredible story. You know, 2 brothers, both getting to the final of World's Strongest Man, both on the, you know.
Luke came 2nd in Dubai and...
Luke was 2nd and Tom was 3rd in Dubai. Against one of the strong, you know, some of the best guys in the world. You didn't have Thor and you didn't have Listis there. No. But you had Kiliaskowski, you had like, you know,
Brian.
Some of the absolute best guys in the world, and they're placing podiums and consistently now, you know, final of World's Strongest Man, huge performances, world record level at certain events. Both of them are on different events. Luke's pressing has just become phenomenal. We always spoke about Hicksy and about Eddie and how good they were at pressing. Luke is getting into that kind of...
Luke came as if from nowhere as well.
Luke was consistent, he was good, good, and then suddenly he just jumped up.
By 20 kilos jumped up,
But I think a lot of it was just confidence with him.
Yeah.
He's put size on gradually.
Yeah.
But
still looking really fit and healthy with it as well.
And even his deadlift's looking solid now.
Yeah.
That was a weakness for a little while, and that's looking stronger. He performed well on the deadlift in Dubai.
Yeah.
Maybe not strong enough to beat the likes of Bish or someone like that, but I think strong enough to hold his own now.
Definitely.
On the deadlift. Tom, incredible at moving, incredible at stones. Such a just gifted athlete, just got a ridiculous wingspan.
Built for it.
Confidence coming up all the time. There's no grip events in this, which seem to be a bit of an issue in some of the...
in the one-day shows, he's really...
Well, there's been a Hercules hold, that's cost him a lot of points.
Yeah, he's almost come dead
There's
last.
no Hercules hold, there's
also
no
no frame and no yoke or car walk, because those are other things that really cost him, but those are all gone, and I really think with this
look at that set of events, do you see a weak event for him?
No.
I think it's going to be a good battle.
To be honest,
I think it's going to be a great battle between three people. I think it's quite obvious.
It's going to be the same three that I'm thinking.
But lastly, we'll talk about Luke Richardson.
Yes, let's.
Luke coming up from powerlifting, junior record holder, incredible powerlifter. You don't know too much about Luke. Luke's actually been helping at the Giants live shows for years.
Oh, I probably do know.
So you will know him when you see him.
I'm not very good with names.
But Luke has really come on a lot in the last year.
Cool.
He's
local as well, isn't he? Does he train with Darren?
He trains with Darren.
Okay, cool.
But he's such a smart lad in terms of like his powerlifting movements. Phenomenal technique, really smart at training, and he's adapted that to Strongman. He's still gaining experience. He actually went and won the official Strongman games.
Oh wow!
So did really well winning that.
Qualified him for this.
I'm not sure how he qualified.
I think officially that is the route.
Possibly. I don't know. I don't think it matters.
No. Some people ask.
Well, he totaled 1,000 kilos in powerlifting as a junior.
Wow.
Or slightly more than 1,000 kilos actually. He's a 400 plus deadlifter. He's a great squatter.
How is he for reps?
He's improved this last year, and watching his videos, he's looking really good. And he's again nice, level-headed kid.
Yeah.
He's very confident, believes in his abilities. He's been getting helped out by Eddie Hall's been helping him. He's been getting kind of a lot of advice, been training on the kit.
Yes.
I think he's going to do very, very well. He's really, focused on this show.
Do you think the environment and the crowd could put him off a little bit, maybe? Or do you think he's...
I think he'll like it. I do. I think he'll like it.
I know some people, it does give them that bit extra, doesn't it? I know you're someone
I like the crowd. I think Luke will enjoy it. I think he's the kind of guy that he doesn't leave his best lifts in the gym.
No.
He'll bring it to competition. Still think he's learning, and I would be surprised if he was top 3.
Okay.
But I could see him battling for top 5.
Yeah.
And I really think he could do very, very well. Maybe he could surprise me and get into top 5. I mean, if he can get into top 3, fair play.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah.
I can only really see 3 guys being in the top 3 of this competition. I think the Stockmans and Bish are the 3 to beat. I think then you've got a real battle between the likes of Ben, Terry, Felix, if he can, pull it together on some of the other. I think it could be such a battle though between so many. When I say like battling for top 5, I think like
possibly
Paul Smith, Aaron, Ben Brunning, Luke, Ryan. It's going to be tight. I think.
Oh, I just don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say, I do think it's Tom's to lose. I think Tom, this is it. Come on, Tom. I do think this is it for Tom. I think Tom's going to win. Then I think Luke, then Bish.
Interesting.
Sorry, Bish.
That's interesting.
Because I think...
You're going Tom, Luke, Bish.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Okay. I'm going to go Luke, Tom, Bish.
Oh.
I think Luke.
Do you reckon Luke's going to beat Tom with these events?
I think the one thing he has, it'll come down for me. I think mistakes, you know, if people make mistakes.
Yeah. I think Tom's more likely to make a mistake than Luke. This is awful. I feel like we're gossiping.
We are.
But I think I know. I think Tom's got more event wins than Luke.
What do you think? What do you think Tom can win?
I think he'll win the medley. The loading
he could definitely
medley, and he'll definitely win stones, barring some sort of catastrophe.
Not definitely. Stones is one, like, he's an amazing stone lifter, but stones are one thing that it is possible to make a mistake on.
Yeah, but
it's not like just lifting.
No.
Oh, he's incredible.
He'll win the stones. I'll eat my hat. I'll buy a massive hat, and I will eat my hat if Tom Stockman doesn't win the stones. I will eat it, and yours too. Honestly, I think
I agree. I think Tom is an incredible stone lifter.
I think. All right, who's going to win each event? Log,
I think
ladder. I reckon Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bish.
What for the deadlift?
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam Bishop.
I think Tom for the stones.
Yeah. The duck barrel thing. I think Tom will win that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And then the Conans. I reckon Tom could win that.
I don't know. Conan's is one thing I can't pick a winner.
No, it's one of those things.
That could be someone like Paul Smith could go and win that. Or something.
Yeah, or Mark Steele. We've seen him, you know, that sort of endurance.
I think Bish is good at that type of event.
Yeah.
I think that's harder to pick.
See, and it's one of those things we've always said traditionally, it suits the slimmer guy who doesn't have the big chest. But Eddie used to do amazing on it. Mark Steele with the Husfeld Stone a couple of years ago, he did amazing. So all bets are off.
Yeah.
I reckon,
I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be good.
Exciting.
I'm going to go with Luke just to be different to you.
Yeah.
And personally, I'd love to see Luke win. I think Tom's going to win a few.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I think Luke needs to get in there first.
I think if he wants to win one, he needs to do it this year. Yeah. Give Tom another year, and he's going to be. It's going to get harder to beat Tom. Yeah. Yeah. But I also think
unless they put the Hercules hold in.
I think Luke's kind of in a good place. He's looking better than ever on everything. I think he's confident, and I think. Look, the top three can all win. Yeah. They're all incredible strongmen. Adam could definitely win. It just takes a small mistake here or there. And that's the thing with competition. We can have fun talking about it. We've all got opinions on who we think will do well and stuff like that. But I've competed so many times, and I know sometimes things just go completely opposite to what you expect. I've been at comps where people haven't expected me to do anything, and I've won. Yeah. And I've gone to comps as the favourite and done rubbish. So it's that sport. It's why we get excited about it, and it'll be enjoyable to watch. But my prediction is going to be Luke, Tom, Bish. You're going for Tom,
Luke, and Bish. Do you want to stretch it to 5?
Go on then. Who's going to be your top 5?
4th, I'm going to have Ben Brunning.
Yep.
And then 5th, I'm going to put in Terry.
Nice.
Thank you. You?
I'd probably agree with that.
Would you?
Yeah, I think Terry's going to do well.
I think Terry will do well.
I wouldn't even be surprised to see Terry 4th.
No, I wouldn't. The biggest weakness for Terry, as always, will be the overhead. But if he's really smart and can do the first couple very quickly,
and Terry Terry's experience. Terry thinks the same way I do. Yeah. And he'll be looking at that event thinking, if I do 3 fast.
Oh, yeah, 3.
Rather than worrying about the 4th one.
Yeah, because it'll end up going down to a time split.
I've done this type of event before and beaten guys that are stronger than me.
Yeah, because
they've quicker with
taken so much time thinking they're going to get more logs than you.
Terry's got a lot of experience. He'll know how to control that energy expenditure.
Yeah. He doesn't tend to cramp and everything in the same way that he used to in one-day shows.
He's looking a lot fitter.
A lot healthier.
But I mean, again, I'll say Terry and Ben, but I think Luke's one to watch out for as well. And again, they're all so good. Even the guys below that, there's so many good guys that I think could perform really well. And there's guys that can perform really well on certain events as well. Yeah. So it's going to be a fun show.
Get in between people, and then that can mess up the leaderboard, can't it?
Definitely.
How exciting.
Right, let us know who you guys think will win. We're going to go up to support the guys. Going to get some behind the scenes stuff. And it's going to be a good, exciting competition.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. And I hope to see some of you guys there. Take it easy.